season?
Yeah, good. It was a pretty quick turnaround. We just started preseason at Pacific last week. We've been in double days, so it's been pretty busy, but it's nice to be back with all my team and stuff.
I'm glad you're able to take the time for this. I know you probably have a lot on your plate, but just excited. It was fun. It was actually, I really enjoyed covering the league. So
Yeah.
got me very entertained. The final, you guys really made it worth it. I was watching, I was like, oh God, no.
Yeah, that was a crazy game.
What made you want to join the USLW League, or like how do you come about making the decision of joining it?
Well, actually, I didn't know about the USLW League until my boyfriend, he goes to school with me, and he signed with Tormenta on the men's side for USL2 for the summer. And so I reposted like his little like commitment or signing post, and my coach at Pacific, she called me and was like, "Do you want to go play like over in Georgia too for the same club?" And I was like, "Oh, like no way. Like, yeah, that'd be really cool." Apparently, like Jim, the Tormenta coach, had reached out to her about some players. But that was like the first like introduction I got into the women's league. And I didn't really know much about the USL beforehand, but after talking with him on the phone, it sounded like really legit, I guess. Like I'd played WPSL, but it was more casual. Like the last few summers, I've mainly focused on like working, and I would train kind of on my own, and I would go train with the team like a couple times a week, but it just wasn't like soccer wasn't what my summer really was surrounded around. So I was like, this is going to be a really cool opportunity. Like I'm going into my senior year. I'm not sure if I want to keep playing after college or not. So I was kind of like, this is going to be, I guess, my first real experience of what it's going to be like to be in a, somewhat professional environment. So I thought like it was a really cool opportunity to be in a different part of the country that I'd never been in before, and also spend a summer where it's like I'm just focused on soccer, not on working or anything else. But
that's wild.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because I feel like myself, even that I work in soccer, I didn't like fully know what it was about. Like through women in soccer and everything, I learned about it, but to that same extent, it's like crazy to think that like on the player side, it's also similar. How well, it just kind of happened, and then it's like, oh, I could do that, I guess. Like through your boyfriend, like that is just so random.
No, right? I know. It was crazy, like how it all like kind of played out, I guess.
I guess after the season that you guys had and everything, what do you experience? Like, what would you like to see happen, like during the off season for a league like the USL or in general for a player? That's one of the things we do, like in women in soccer. It's kind of support throughout the year, like whatever it is that like the players will need or anything. Kind of maybe hoping it won't be a surprise for some players, like for next season that like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah, I think it definitely like I think the presence on social media like really makes a huge difference. I was really like impressed with the league's coverage of like all the teams, and even just small like videos or highlights of kind of each club is really to, I guess, our generation who uses social media a lot. Like if that pops up and you're like, oh, what is this? Like the USLW League's Instagram page in particular is so like professional and well done that it's really like drawing. So that was the first thing that I was looking for when I found out about it. People don't normally like run to Google as much anymore as they like go look it up on social media. But I think in the off season, just like, and obviously there's going to be more teams, like the league is expanding into the second year, but just, I guess, getting the word out there.
Yeah.
and having a presence on social media that's
Hmm.
really drawing to college players, that it kind of gives off the same vibe as like you get when you're in your season with your school, is like,
Hmm.
like they're posting about when your game days
Yeah.
are, like, traveling with the team, all of
Mm.
that stuff. So that's like a really big, that's a, I've noticed over the summer, like that's a really big draw to other people who like love
Yeah.
soccer, love that part of their life in the season so much. Like they want to keep doing it over the summer.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And it definitely does help. I would agree. Like the USLW League page does look very, like if you compare it to, I guess, like the NWSL, it does look very professional.
Yeah.
Like, like I would be like, oh no, these people are legit. Like you see some accounts, like Tormento's account is pretty good. Like the graphics are insane. Like I was looking at them
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, like they putting work behind like the players and
Right.
everything, and then it shows like you guys win. And it's like, well, they did dedicate a lot of time and effort into building that
Yeah.
club,
Yeah.
which I'm sure it's very nice.
Yeah.
I guess since you talked about it, you didn't know like maybe you want to play professional, maybe you don't know. If not play, what do you think you will do? Like, do you think you will work in like in soccer somehow, or do you think like you will do something completely unrelated?
I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth about what I want to do when soccer is done, whether
Hmm.
that's in a year or 2 years, or whether it's in a few years if I decide to like try to play professionally.
Yeah.
But I know I want to go to grad school and
Oh,
get my master's. And like I've thought about going and getting my MBA, or going and getting my master's for healthcare management. There's a lot of different, I love fitness and like health and wellness and
okay.
sports, obviously. And so I could really see myself like working and enjoying working in sports, but
Hmm.
also doesn't even necessarily have to be sports. I just like being a soccer player my entire life. Like fitness has been something that I love and that makes me
Yeah.
feel good and happy and healthy. And so I want to be like investing my work into something in that like avenue, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh
So
no,
I'm not
that's
exactly what I
good.
want to do yet,
Honestly, you had a better plan than a lot of people. So
but
because I guess the reason is like my brain is you actually like what you're talking about. So like you would always find a way to make it happen or make it
yeah,
work or like connect it to something, which very helpful. Terrible when you have no idea what you want to do or you don't like anything particularly. You're like, well, now what? Here we
yeah,
are. So
yeah.
that's pretty good. Like I would say, like from you guys won everything, but what would you say is like was like the highlight of your season? It can be winning or anything else. Like,
I think just there were a lot of highlights. It was really cool to travel like a different part of the country,
mhm.
and winning was obviously a perk, but I think the biggest highlight of my season was just meeting so many new people on my team that I would have never met before, and also learning to play with like different players and like having to adjust the way you play based on how your teammates are playing, and kind of like building that chemistry on the field. I feel like it was really like it was a good opportunity and good experience for me um to be more versatile
Mhm.
in my game. And so I feel like this summer kind of pushed me a little bit to be a little bit more flexible and like pushed me out of my comfort zone to learn, I guess,
Yeah.
different tools in my tool belt. Yeah.
It's cool that that like what you took out of it was it's just a lot of things that maybe like you don't think firsthand, and then you're like, oh wow, like this actually was very useful.
Yeah, it was super, it really like, I mean, it just prepared me and then my other teammates who came with me. It prepared us so well going into our fall season. Like we were like playing a 12 game regular season plus playoffs. Like we were playing so
Mhm.
much soccer. We're so fit. Like we got so many touches. And it, especially winning the championship, it gave us so much momentum and we became familiar with like what success felt like. Like there was
Yeah.
never a game where I was like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna win this one. Like I went into every game like with the mindset like even if it's not going our way for a little bit, we always find a way to pull it out. And
Yeah.
so I think like ending the season on such a high note is just giving us momentum as like we play our first game in like a week, you know.
What what a nice
Like,
way too. What a nice feeling to carry with you into the last
yeah,
season.
right.
I get. Do you have it? Some players do. Do you have any pre-game rituals or anything? I'm always curious to see. Some people have really meticulous, funny.
Um, this summer, I'm trying to think. I always listen to this summer I started listening to like worship music before every game, and
Okay.
I would actually read like a little like maybe a chapter or just something really
Hmm.
small out of my Bible app on my phone. And like I used to listen to like music that would like really like pump me up or like,
Hmm.
but I just since I started like doing something a bit more calm, listening to like slower music, I feel like it
Hmm.
calmed my nerves a little bit instead of making me
Oh,
super anxious.
wow.
And it wasn't that I wasn't nervous, but I just felt more like,
Calm.
yeah, my emotions were like, yeah,
Mm.
not overwhelming as I went into
Oh.
the, yeah.
Okay. That's okay. I can see that. Like,
Mm,
I think I never think about it in that way. And I'm like, okay, maybe you need to get pumped up, but calm your sounds equally as
yeah,
important.
yeah,
Oh, I like that. See, it's always interesting seeing what people will answer to that. Just because some people have really, I'm telling you, some very particular ones. Some people don't have any, and it's also interesting to see like, oh, they just roll out, and they're like, okay,
yeah.
cool, this is fun. Like, go do you. I think. Hey, I didn't have any really, unless something really great happened the game before. Now, like, maybe I need to continue to do this
Yeah.
until that didn't work anymore, and I'm like, okay, we're not doing that. This is not bringing me luck anymore. We're gonna cancel it. So I get that. I guess how well before you had a great game, speaking of like great final.
Yeah.
How was it scoring?
It
But not
was
one, but two, like both goals. Like how did that
I
go?
think um it was like such a surreal feeling to even just be there, like playing, feeling lucky enough to be like to have the opportunity to like play like under such like excellent like circumstances. Like that stadium, like all of the fans there, like winning like the championship, like they made it seem like a big deal. Like we got jackets, we got little name tags, like
Oh,
it was like you felt like a professional being in that environment.
hmm,
I, during the game, feeling like lucky enough to be one of the people who got the opportunity to play. Like, and so I think when I scored my first goal, I wouldn't say shocked, but just like overwhelmed because
hmm,
I wasn't like one of the top goal scorers this
hmm,
over the summer season. And our team had collectively put in so much work to get to that point. It honestly
hmm,
felt like it felt like an honor to be able to like carry some of the weight that I feel like other people had carried me through in the season. Like those like chances that I didn't put away that I could have scored in other games
hmm.
or the games where I didn't fully do my part. Like I was just happy to be able to contribute to how much like how hard everyone else had worked, you know?
You're like, this is my redemption story, guys.
Yeah.
I redeemed myself for past unsuccessful attempts. It's okay.
But I just like we had so many like just spectacular like players all across the board. But I mean our center forward was like player of the year, golden boot winner. Like
Yeah.
she had an amazing season. And so being able to like I guess take the pressure off of her
Mhm.
had to always, you know, do it by herself.
Mhm.
It felt yeah, it felt like an honor to be able to just like be able to step up to the plate for my teammates and like I don't know, it felt like a reward for not just me but like everyone that worked to get us to where we were, like, you know?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Do you even remember your second goal? Did you just black out when it
Well,
happened? Have you seen it back after it happened? I'm sure you have.
yeah, I have, but it's like it almost was just like instinct. And I
Mhm.
watched the playback, and we had so many chances just in that little like just in that small play where like
Mhm.
went off the keeper, and then it like one of their defenders saved it off the goal line. We were so close a bunch of times to scoring. And I'm just not like it's not my strong suit to shoot from far out, like outside of the 18. Like that's just not what I'm best at. Like if I'm gonna
Mhm.
score normally like in the box or at
Mhm.
least a box.
Like maybe like you're more like the first goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I just like I never really shoot from far out because like someone else has a better opportunity to put this in the back of the net than me shooting,
Mhm.
far out. It's not what I'm good at. Um, but I think in the like second overtime with just a few minutes left, I didn't really have time to even think about that.
Mhm.
It came to me, and that was like my first instinct. I don't know, but I don't really remember like
It looked very natural. If you didn't tell me that you normally don't shoot, I would like you would have made me believe fully that this on a regular basis because you struck that ball so well. So I
Thank
was like,
you.
that is going good. Because I was writing it and it was like, no, the keeper blocked that. It hit the crossbar. It hit out. Someone cleared it off the line. And then you hit that and I was like, okay.
Oh, thank you.
So great goal. Like I would
Thank
not
you.
I think you need to reconsider your whole I don't shoot from outside because you did it pretty well.
It just felt like we deserved to win that game. Like the
Mhm.
ball could have I mean on both of my goals, like the first goal was an amazing assist from
Mhm.
our attacking mid. Like even before when we had the free kick and she flicked it behind with her head,
Mhm.
before our center back even took the free kick, she was like, Jada, run behind. Like telling
Oh
me, like, I'm gonna
wow.
flick it to you and run behind. So I was like, okay. And then right before I scored, it bounced just perfectly, like right in front of me. I didn't even have to take a touch, like,
Mhm.
and I was just, I don't know. I don't know how she drew it up before, but I was like, it just worked out. And for the second ball or for the second goal too, like, it didn't come like that ball came to me kind of off of a deflection from
Mhm.
like their defender. And I was like, what are the chances that it like falls perfectly
Oh
at
yeah.
my feet with no real pressure on me? Like it just felt like that
Yeah.
was supposed to be the result of the game, and that's what we deserved working so hard in that game and also um the entire season. Like and I think especially after our keeper saved that penalty, I was like, okay, like this is our
Oh,
game. Like this was our
I was like, okay, she stops this. You cannot like you have to come back after it.
yeah, that's
How do you
exactly
are just
that's what
like
I felt.
nope. She just I was like, damn, like, like a PK right now. It's like ending the game like this does not feel
I
right
know. Yeah.
because it was such a tight game. Like until the end, like you're not 25 PK fell wrong,
Right.
and then you
So
struck that
it's
ball,
like
and I was like, oh, never mind. This is how we ended. Yes, that
right.
looks better.
So after she saved that, it just like it felt like the game was ours to just take. Like we owed it to her, especially for pretty much saving our butts like at the very last second. Like we need to put the ball in the back of the net because she just like saved us. Like she just kept us in the game when we, you know, like the odds aren't against you when someone's taking a PK on you, and she stepped up to the plate. And so um
Good
after
for the
that, I think
drama. It
yeah.
was good for the drama of it. All for the final. All for the
Yeah,
drama of the final.
right? I know. It's just like you can't like draw up a better game. Like it's
I
a
agree.
high like stress situation, but looking
Yeah.
back, like it makes the game so much more
It's
entertaining.
something like yes, it's like if that was like the semifinal or something, you're like, oh, I need to play another game. Like this is
Right.
not what I need right now. But like as a final, you're like, this is do or die. Like
Yeah.
great time for all the drama to come out. I
Right.
agree with that.
Right.
But okay, you say you normally don't score, but you did lead the team in assists. with 4? If you have to pick, not really, like you prefer to like scoring or assist?
I don't really have a preference. I think like um a goal is a goal, whether it's by me or someone else,
Mm-hmm.
and any like whatever is going to be like most beneficial for the team's success and being able to put a ball in the back of the net. I don't care who it is. It could be off their defender, like it could be off someone's knee or hip or whatever, but like that's what matters at the end of the day is who puts the ball in the back of the net. So it's like to me, like scoring a goal is just as like um rewarding as assisting somebody, like setting someone else up who's in a better position than you
Mm-hmm.
to way. Um
I agree. And own goals, some you scoring, someone else scoring, they all kind of the same. As long as it's in your
yeah,
favor,
exactly.
that can go off anyone. I'll be like
Yeah,
happy. I'll be like, yep, the ball's all over. Thank you,
right,
people. I am
right.
out.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with that. Okay, so I guess to kind of wrap things up, I have two last questions. One, so you said you like fitness and everything, but I guess something outside of soccer and anything, like what do you like to do in your free time? Like what do you enjoy? Like outside of soccer. You have all the time in the world. What do you do?
That's hard. I really like just getting to spend time with well, I really like being outside and like I really love like going to the beach or like I grew up in Oregon, so it's like beautiful out there. I love going on like I grew up like going on so many hikes, like just being outdoors and being active. That's like my ideal day is like being in
Oh
the
yeah.
sun, being with my friends, my family. Like my friends always laugh because like I always say like I love going out to dinner or like going out to brunch or just like sharing a meal and like sitting down and getting to like connect like with
Oh,
people.
I am 100% with you. I
Yeah.
understand exactly what you're saying.
And just talk. Like that's my idea of like a good time. Is it can even be like coffee, but just like going out and being intentional about like there's just something special about like sitting down with someone, um, sharing a meal together. It's very
Mm-hmm.
like intimate way to spend time together, I think. So I love doing that. I love picnicking. I love just
Favorite food? What do you take? What if you can pick what you're going to eat? I guess where do you go or what do you eat?
um probably sandwiches or
Mm,
salads.
I love
Uh,
a sandwich.
yeah.
There's something about it, and when
Fruit,
someone else makes it, it always tastes better.
right? Yes.
It always does. I
Yeah.
can't remake it myself. It won't
Yeah.
taste the same.
It's hard to think when people ask me like what are your hobbies? I'm like I don't really know because it's like all we do is soccer and it's a good thing because I love it. But I guess I really enjoy like different ways of being active. Like I love going to like cycling class. I love just going
Oh.
to the gym by myself. I love yoga. I do enjoy running when it's not for like fitness tests and to like hit a certain benchmark. Like I love just going out for a run like by myself.
Hey, those all of those count as hobbies. Hey, my hobby was soccer. I didn't play college. I stopped because I'm too endure of a human. I
Yeah.
was like, this cut my losses short. Let's not. And but still, I liked, and I'm working on it. And on my free, I watch games for work and stuff. And then when I'm not working, I'm still watching games just because I enjoy it. So I get it. I feel like it does count as a hobby. Sometimes
Yeah.
just some people have very some like baking or something, and I'm
I
like,
do
that
okay,
sounds
I do
great.
love cooking. Yeah, I
I
do.
don't I don't know how to do it. I love watching people do it. I cannot do it myself.
I do like trying, like, new recipes and, like, I feel like just because we're so active and fitness is so important to me, like, as I've gotten older, become
Mhm,
more, like, conscious and
mhm,
intentional about the types of foods that I'm, like, fueling my body with, and so I love, like I guess this is a hobby. I do love cooking and, like, making good food, but good food that's good for you and, like,
mhm.
and, like, it's been fun like being in college and being a young adult, like getting to be kind of the one in charge of like figuring out like what works for my body and like what makes me feel good, like cooking and like buying groceries and preparing meals like for my body's needs, you know, because everyone's different. So I do enjoy cooking.
See, you discovered a new hobby today. I'm really happy I got to talk to you and meet you. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was nice.
Of course. No,